Hi, it's Louise from Spiral Bright Insight. I wanted to do a video about starseeds because this is essentially the crux of my work when I'm doing galactic astrology, and I just find it an interesting area of information that there is increasing amount of info out there, but I just wanted to add my own sort of viewpoint, my perception and my understanding into the mix. So if you're here and you're interested in starseeds and finding out about what it means and why starseeds are here and what their different missions might entail, then please carry on listening. And I will also say I have a website which is spiralbright.co.uk, so if you're interested in finding out more about my readings, then please check that out. So a starseed is effectively a soul that is seeding energy from a different star system or even galaxy or even universe into Earth at this current time. So that's where the name comes from. So these are generally souls who are not of or from Earth. They don't have Earth as their origin. They are from other places beyond. And as they have had more lifetimes on other star systems and other galaxies, they have a different level of awareness and consciousness. So being a starseed gives you the ability just to have a deeper understanding and awareness of consciousness, of what's going on, and often that may actually be at odds with maybe how you've been brought up or what your friends and family believe, and that can lead to problems because you can feel like you know, why do I think like I do? Where's this come from? You know, it doesn't really align with everything else around me, but you know it is a truth. So there's different types of starseed, and obviously there are many different stars out there, many of which we've probably never even been able to identify as humans yet. And generally I would describe a starseed as someone who has a galactic origin. But there are also starseeds who have got soul origins in the archangelic realm, dragon energy, elementals, the fae, and you know, and many more. So you've probably heard of indigos, blue rays and crystal and rainbow children as well. So these are all different types of starseed, and the common factor is that they are not of Earth. They are here for a specific reason, which can be twofold, because by being in Earth or on Earth, it's a great opportunity to evolve at a soul level and to grow, because there are so many opportunities to learn by being physical. But on a sort of from a higher perspective, there is usually a mission that that particular soul has come to take on. And there's many different types of mission for a starseed. Many of them, the main one is to help humanity evolve, because we are in a time of ascension where our consciousness is raising or being raised. The frequency and the vibration of the planet and all the beings on the planet is being raised. And so many starseeds who come from origins where the frequency is already much higher have agreed to come and assist, because they have already been through the ascension process potentially, or they are much more at home with the higher frequencies and higher vibrations that they are bringing here, if that makes sense. So starseeds generally will have an ability to perhaps communicate with beings in other dimensions. Certainly psychic and intuitive skills are likely to be enhanced, as are empathic gifts, which can be a blessing and a curse. They're often here to share information, to share knowledge and wisdom, but also here to activate, because they carry codes within them which have been almost preset, if you like, to activate certain people that they come across in their lifetimes, and also certain places, because speaking from personal experience, I have lived in a lot of different places. I've done a lot of traveling. I've worked in a lot of different settings, and I have this innate knowing now that that has all been sort of determined, and that there's a reason why I go and work in different places and then move on, and likewise in terms of where I've lived and where I've travelled. Like I say, they have this, it's just this innate wisdom and this sense of knowing, which isn't always there when you are born and in earlier life, but there will come a time where we call it a starseed awakening, where suddenly it can be quite sudden, or it can be slow and steady, but there comes a point where actually you realise that you're here for more, for something important, and that is to assist with the seeding of new frequencies on Earth. Okay, and I think I've used the word just before, but this is very much a volunteer role, because we were asked if we would come and help, and we responded. Okay, so as I've said, there are two parts. It is very much to experience what it's like to be human, because many starseeds have not been on Earth before, or if they have, they've not been here many times. They're not stuck in the reincarnation sort of loop that human souls and Earth souls get bound to. It can often feel, for that reason, because they don't come here very often, they set themselves up almost to have a crash course in being human, which may entail lots and lots of different experiences, almost many lifetimes in one. So if you believe you're a starseed and you feel like you've almost had all the feels, all the trauma, all the highs and the lows, like everything happens to you, it might actually have been planned that way, even though that can be hard to sort of look at it from a human perspective. But it is possible that you thought, right, I'm only coming here the once, so I'm going to make sure I get my money's worth. That sounds a bit trite, but that's the kind of experience that starseeds sign up to. Crazy, although it may sound. So like I say, coming from many, many different star systems, and when I do a reading and look at galactic astrology, I can identify which are the strongest star systems that individual may have had experiences on or connections with. Obviously, there's the kind of more well-known ones like Orion, Sirius, Arcturus, Andromeda, Pleiades, but there's also many, many, many more. Yeah, and each star system has maybe different energies, different skills, different themes, different associations with that. So often you find a starseed is bringing in that element from that star system into this lifetime, and they're working with it. We've talked a little bit about sort of missions and roles. So we've talked about activating others. We've talked about sharing wisdom, planting seeds and planting codes within specific places. There's also channeling and sharing information can be part of the pathway or the role. Healing almost always comes into it, and obviously healing can look very different. There's lots of different ways of healing. Clearing karma and also clearing sort of lower density and toxic energy is a big thing. Sometimes starseeds aren't actually aware that that's what they're doing, although it is a skill that is just, again, innate, and if you can't do it consciously, you will find someone who will be able to teach you, and then it'll just be instant. They're bringing in new ideas and bringing in new technology, new ways of being and of living, so seeding that, and also holding the grid in place, because there are certain energies required to support Earth as she ascends, and so a lot of starseeds have come in even just to do that. So I often get asked, you know, what's my purpose, why am I here? And it can be sometimes a little bit difficult to hear, but I genuinely and truly believe that for some starseeds, just being here incarnated in a physical body at this time is their purpose, and that's why they're here. There's nothing more that they need to do other than being here. Although if you're here on a mission and you know you feel like you've got a job to do, you're going to want to do more than that, and I speak from experience. So there's lots of indicators of being a starseed. I did a video about Blue Ray Starseeds a couple of months ago, so I would recommend you go and watch that, because I could repeat it all, but although that video was specifically about the Blue Ray, there is much crossover between other types of starseed and other, so the indigos, the crystal children, or everybody's going to have, there are similar characteristics, but it is this sort of understanding and knowledge that you are a soul having a physical body, so that kind of higher consciousness, being able to see things from a bigger picture point of view, feeling different, feeling that you don't fit in but not really understanding why, feeling that you have a job to do or a purpose, a mission, which is a strange word, but that one comes up a lot, sensitivity and psychic gifts, finding it hard to understand humans and human behavior, finding that children and animals in particular are really drawn to you, and that other people, you just attract people that will just share all their what's going on with you when you don't even invite that in. It's sort of like you have this different sort of energy about you and people are drawn to you. Might sound crazy, but wanting to be able to fly can be one, and or a fascination with the stars and looking up at the sky, and just knowing that there is more out there. So my intention is to do another video where I will explain how, if you feel that you're a starseed or you want to know how to get more information. So that will be part 2 of this video. But for now, thank you for watching. I hope you found it useful, and I look forward to connecting again soon. Thank you.